Today is the day. The day we finally start laying out some groundworks for the projects I've been planning with that bamboo and that copper. And I've had over a year to think about this, so hopefully this will end up pretty well in the end. But yeah, my idea is I have this town we could see right at spawn, and I do intend on expanding it at some point in the future, but I also plan on creating different types of towns, different types of cities, based on the different types of materials I actually have. This one, again, is really wood-based and things like that. What if we have a bamboo civilization? What if we have a steampunk copper civilization? There's gonna be tons upon tons of building styles because I do have a taste on building in different building styles in the same world. And I think this will provide the opportunity for me to actually dabble in several different types of building styles. And the way I'm gonna connect it is actually through this train station, this train track, which I kind of started quite a while ago, but just never bothered finishing. I built all the way to out here and just didn't do anything else from there. And there is going to be different styles of train stations and things like that, but I think the track, generally speaking, is still going to be built in the same building material, regardless of whatever place you're in. And I don't plan on starting any of the cities or any of those civilizations today, but I think what would be good is we lay out these train tracks, we lay out the train stations, so we just have a general idea as to what our plans are in the future. Also, right now, my only two other city ideas are the bamboo and steampunk cities, so yeah, there's not gonna be too much variety right now, but I'll think of something at some point over time. Okay, I think the end of the track could be probably somewhere around here. Probably gonna be right on the edge of whatever town we're gonna be building here. Yeah, I think this is far enough away to the point where if I want to expand the town this way a bit, I can. And if I want to build whatever town over there a little bit in, then I can do that too. That and both towns aren't going to be too close together, but also not too far apart either. Only big thing now is the detail, because while I could just start building the train station over there, if I get the spacing wrong, it's gonna be so infuriating to have to rebuild the whole thing and do it all over again. So it's probably better just to do this gradually and then work my way up from there. And after being gradual for about a few hours, we have pretty much this first line pretty much built up. And I kind of want to add more gravel further down the road where it actually touches the ground, but I think for now we can work with what we got here. But honestly, this is probably more for looks than anything else, because my carts are still kinda terrible. But let's start working on this one station down here, which I think is gonna be the bamboo station for the bamboo themed city or civilization. And because this is gonna be a very bamboo specific civilization, a lot of this is gonna be something you might find in a jungle build or something like that, which I'll be honest, I don't think I've really done that often. Hardly ever. But I did do some sketches in a different world, so hopefully with that I should be able to figure out something. And this is going to be the layout of the entire bamboo station, and I think it's going to be big enough for more lines of track and other different types of things we could do inside. And because a lot of bamboo or jungle related builds are above the trees or something like that, I kind of want to give the same feeling for at least the train station here. I do want this place feeling pretty authentic, and I think the floor is probably going to be the same level as the train tracks right now. I'm not designing anything and how we can get to ground level, but I'm a clever lad. I'm a clever lad. I'm pretty sure I can figure out some way in doing that. But alright, let's turn these dozens of twigs into an actual building, and I think what I'm going to do is a very samey pattern going all the way around this building. Because after doing my research on these types of buildings, I think this pretty similar design patterns on many of the sides of these structures. And yeah, this is the pattern we're going to be repeating over and over and over and over again, probably another 12 or 13 times. And after doing that another 12 to 13 times, I never really dabble in this style, but if I never told you that, you probably never would have been able to guess that. But before anything else, we're going to really quickly fill in the floor. And now we got to focus on this really funky roof design I made up. Also, while building this, I did in the back of my mind think yeah, I'm going to go full jungle on everything. But the more I think about it, the more this kind of looks like it could be part of an old Japanese mosaic or something like that. So I'm kind of split now as to whether I want to continue going a more jungly natural vibe or a more Japanese style vibe. I don't know, because this honestly could go either way, so let me know down below in the comments. Oh man, I'm so glad I didn't build the outline on camera, because this thing was so frustrating to build. The shape and keeping things where it needed to be, it was just, it was it was frustrating. It was so frustrating. But now to film the rest of the roof, and I'll be honest, I've not marked out anything with the roof in my sketchbook world at all. But I have a general idea as to what I kind of want to do, and hopefully I'll be able to do it. Can you kind of see what I'm doing here? Probably not, but you'll probably get a good idea as we film the rest of this. And after a lot of work and a lot of roof building later, we've ended up with pretty much the entirety of the exterior of this building completely done. And yeah, I think it's leaning a little more like Japanese style right now, but then again, it's still on stilts, so again, it could probably go either way. But for doing something just on the fly without knowing like where this was going to go, this actually looks really good, like, if I'm honest. Like, just look at that. Something like this probably would have taken me a long time to plan out or something like that, but if we take to the sky and have a look at it, like, how did I do that? Like, seriously, how did I do that? Honestly, who really knows, but something I do know is the fact that we need an interior for this place now. And I don't have any major plans or anything like that, but I do have a few ideas as to what I want to do around here. I think apart from all the torches on the floor, I think this is actually looking pretty good. It's simple, but complicated. Much like several pieces of art, in fact. And I think I'm happy enough to the point where we can actually start working on the train station for the Copper Civilization, is what I would say if, Jeez, I can't believe I didn't notice this, but when building it, I was using a bunch of 1.21 blocks, and as of recording this, I'm not inside of 1.21, meaning building it is kinda a little impossible. I mean, not fully impossible. I mean, if I really wanted to start it, I could. But if I'm honest, it's probably better if I build it all at once rather than one little piece at a time. But what I probably could do is actually build a railway that'll actually lead over to the Copper City. Only thing is, I don't really know where I want to put it. And I don't really know how big this bamboo jungle civilization is going to be. Probably across this entire plains biome and a little bit more, but in terms of the Copper Civilization, we need to find a good spot to do it. Not too far, not too close. And I guess considering what we have in terms of biomes, we don't really have much of a choice, but having a pretty dead grass and stuff. So I guess maybe around here or something like that. Maybe. And another idea I've had is sort of like, instead of this being like right at the start of the city, having it be kind of like in the back or in the middle. Because I feel like a Copper Civilization would just work so much better if like you were traveling right through the city rather than just entering it and then just walking on foot. Alright, I think this is probably far enough, and it's, I think, maybe around about an extra 100 blocks of length, so yeah. The original one we built over there took quite a while to make, and this one is going to be, just that much longer. We're gonna need a lot more than just the few stacks of wood I have right now. I don't know how I'd make this work, but I kind of want to add, like, blocks onto the railroad tracks that sort of correlates with the type of city we're going inside of. Maybe not replacing every single block, but just doing, like, something small that just tells you, oh, hey, we're in someplace new. If the future city that we're going to be building isn't telling you that, then I'm sure that the small details we'll add on the track will tell you that. But for now, we'll just focus on building it up with the same style we've been working with so far. And after several hours of chopping wood and things like that, we finally finished this entire track leading to the Copper District. And man, I never want to have to chop down wood again until I have to build more of these tracks. Or until I gather a million logs or something like that, who knows. But now all we have to do is just wait for 1.21 so we can actually build up this train station and actually start working on these cities around here. But while I wait on that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.